the meeting to order. Rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Have a moment of silence, please. Roll call, Meg.
Councilor Estrada.
Here.
Councilor Shamp.
Here.
Councilor Chamberlain.
Here.
Councilor Sturts.
Here.
Councilor Fry.
Here.
5 members are present. Councilor Coast is absent. We have a quorum.
Thank you. We have approval of the prior meeting's minutes.
So moved. Second.
Motion moved by Councilor Fry and second by Councilor Chamberlain. Councilor Fry.
Yes.
Councilor Chamberlain.
Yes.
Councilor Sturts.
Yes.
Councilor Shamp.
Yes.
Councilor Estrada.
Yes.
5 yeas, 0 nays, motion carries.
Thank you. Do we have any names of individuals wishing to address council this time? Let's see, we have one visitor.
Madam Mayor, Todd Williams is here. He is with the law firm of Schindler, Neff, Holmes, Warline, and Moeller. He's here to answer any questions that we may have when we get to discussion of the resolution pertaining to the PACE program. Todd's all the way from Toledo, so we appreciate him coming up
Welcome,
to be
Todd.
with us.
All righty, thank you. Any committee reports?
Safety and Code met right before this meeting.
Yes.
On the 100 block of Clinton Street of request of no parking, and we decided to leave it as is, partly due to the fact that it's seldom ever used, and there are occasions for the church and for like homecoming, chili cook-offs, things like that. It does add a few parking places, but we didn't see it was being used, so that we didn't see it necessary to put another sign in for that reason. We also discussed a little bit about Indian Way and Linfoot Street.
Yes.
And Chief Torbett's going to look in with Dave and Dennis about possibly putting in a crosswalk there and putting crosswalk signs in.
Paint on the
Yes.
road. Okay.
Right.
Okay. Good.
And I guess that's all we had to report.
Thank you. Any others? That's it. Okay. Let's move on to department head reports, please.
I have been working with the Wauseon Public Library. Amy Murphy, the director there, had approached our office last year as it concerned the downtown revitalization grant. She had posed interest in participating with that grant, with communicating with the state ODSA office. They directed me in a different direction through the discretionary grant program. Just recently applied for a Targets of Opportunity grant for the Wauseon Library. They're doing some updates to their foundation, some interior renovation, and phased out projects, exterior updates also. That grant cap is $200,000, so hopefully it is a matching grant, but their proposed project is going to be upwards of $2.3 million, I believe. So hopefully we can get some of that grant money and we can help those folks out. I still have some hopes that depend how the downtown revitalization grant goes into next year. Maybe we can still help them out a little bit more with some of that money also. But the state wanted us to try and invited us to apply for that grant opportunity for them. Also, concerning downtown revitalization grant, I am still continuing to work with the Edgar Grieser Funeral Home and Sunshine Communities. I've worked through their working through the environmental review to release funds for their projects. I've gotten responses back from the Ohio History Connection, so they're approved through that process. That's just a portion of the environmental review. So I'm hoping here in a few weeks we'll have money released so they can start their projects.
Questions for David? One thing I wanted to pass on to you, Troy Armstrong would like to get a hold of you about the sidewalk grants again.
Okay.
We had talked about that before,
Okay.
putting them out by Leggett Street School. So.
Okay.
willing to contact you, or you would contact him.
Okay.
All right, thanks. Rick?
Fire department-wise, we're going to be working with the Public Works this month to get the fireworks set up to go for Friday night, July 3rd. We have a fundraiser at Tiny's Dairy Barn set up for that on Sunday, the 14th of this month, and we need help promoting that. We also have a donation spot set up on our website at wauseonfire.com where you can donate on there through PayPal or through using credit card, or you can. Anybody that has those donations can send them here to the fire department for that show.
What are the times at Chinese?
You know, I don't know. I believe it's usually been like noon to 2.
Okay.
Is what the normal has been for the last couple of years, so it should be right in there. A couple of the events we're involved in this month is the Breakfast on the Farm event. We're going to help with other county fire departments to have a display set up in conjunction with the Ohio Fire Marshal's Office and the grain bin rescue trailer at the Sandland Farms. And that is on the, again, that's just south of Delta on County Road EF, and that'll be the morning of the 13th, Saturday morning of the 13th. And you can register for free for that event. The county has a link on their website. The following Sunday, we'll be doing grain rescue training with the State Fire Marshal's Office on a new simulator they have for rescuing people that would be stuck in corn or in grain bins. And we'll also be doing a couple sessions of Safety City this month with the fire safety trailer and fire safety presentations with the kids down there. So other than that, that's fire department report for this week.
Chief Corbett?
Well, as Rick explained, Safety City started today. We have a few openings still left for the second session that is starting 6:15, so if you know anybody that is interested, please contact the police department or Karen Ballmer or herself, and we will get them registered. Approximately 50% of the needed $5,000 has already been raised for Safety City, so we're on track in getting that fully funded again for this year. Next week we will have our Youth Police Academy. We already have 17 people signed up, so we're full. Anybody else would be basically just taken as in case someone dropped out. We've applied for a JAG grant for next year, and that just got submitted this week. That, if approved, that money will fund security cameras for different intersections and locations throughout the city that would be monitored by our office. Just completed the Click It or Ticket campaign that ran through the 31st of May. Had 103 hours into it, 103 traffic stops, and 51 of those were citations. One good thing to report, we had no child restraint citations, so no violations or warnings in that area, so that was a good thing. Just a reminder, the school is out, so please keep an eye out for kids on bikes, kids alongside the road. Slow down just a little bit for us, we would appreciate that, so would the kids. On a personal and professional note, I want to let you know that today is my first day as starting my term as president of the Ohio Association of Chiefs of Police. I wanted to personally thank Mayor Huner as well as Mayor Shaw for allowing me this privilege and honor to represent not only the police chiefs for the state of Ohio, but the city of Wauseon throughout the city and the state, and look forward to the next year.
Lots of information coming our way, right?
Yes.
Good.
Hopefully all good.
Yes. Tom?
Well, we're still hot and heavy into the grass season. We're getting better compliance though, so we're probably averaging 50-50 right now instead of 70-30 on people follow on us having to mow it, but I did have a couple today that the one gentleman, like as an example, these houses are sitting empty. The realtor finally relayed to the owner in Pennsylvania, so he said, gee, my buddy's supposed to have been cutting that every other week. So I said, well, if you paid him, you might want to get it back. But, and you know, we have our project out on Glenwood that the buildings are pretty well all set, and then they're getting primary electric run to it, and hooking up to the water and sewer lines, so he'll probably have some tenants in there I'm
See some
guessing
saw
August.
cuts going in too, they may have a couple of them.
Mhm.
That's good.
So, that's it.
Okay. Dennis?
Linfoot Street project, last week, submitted documents to ODOT, things that are necessary for them to encumber the grant funds through the Small Cities Grant. That went well this week. I'm going to meet with Scott Nagel of Vernon Nagel Incorporated, hopefully to have him sign contracts. I think there was 1 or 2 forms that didn't get done yet, and they'll issue insurance certificates to us and so on, and we can move towards our public meeting and our ODOT required pre-construction meeting. Sort of targeting hopefully, it's kind of a little optimistic, but hopefully the first part of August, we may actually have work being done on the project. So
Wow, that's great.
hopefully at this fall, at the very latest. Out at the water reclamation plant, the digester lid replacement project, assembly of the new lid is nearing completion. Surface preparation and coatings will begin soon. They're already working on preparing the digester itself, the concrete basin, which also gets recoated during the process. On the Shoup Avenue aeration project at Shoup Avenue Water Tower, OK Electric has completed the 3-phase service. Toledo Edison ran it to us, and they put in the meter socket to receive the service. And we are supposed to have one last piece of insurance information from Wauseon Electric in Archbold, who will do the installation. And that was supposed to happen today. I didn't receive confirmation of that yet, though. Lastly, I need to report that we do have a drinking water violation. You'll recall the first quarter when we monitored for total trihalomethanes, we just scraped underneath the contaminant level. When they did the second quarter monitoring earlier this month, we're now just a fuzz above, so we've got a notice of violation. Total trihalomethanes are, as a reminder, are formed as a byproduct of predominantly when chlorine is used to disinfect drinking water. Essentially, when you disinfect and kill the organic material, pathogens and viruses and such, this is what's formed. It's nothing new. Ever since chlorine's been used to disinfect drinking water, these things form. Anyway, the maximum contaminant level is 80 parts per billion, and our running average, and this is out on the Tedrow line, is 86.4. So just above, but just above is just above. Anyway, everybody who is a drinking water customer will be receiving the obligatory notice. And this is not, according to the language on the notice, you do not need to use an alternate water supply. However, if you have specific health concerns, consult your doctor. Our project with the aeration equipment in the Shoup Avenue Water Tower will certainly help. I have contacted, again, Ziad Musalam, our county sanitary engineer, and received email confirmation today that they will install similar equipment in the Fairgrounds Tower, which should take care of the issue out there.
When did they propose to be doing something like that?
It won't happen overnight. And this level is reported as a 4-time-a-year average. Typically, as chlorine demand increases in the summer with the warmer weather, so do the trihalomethanes. So it'll likely take us at least a couple cycles, a couple quarters at best to come bring the average back down into compliance, because smaller numbers will be dropping off and bigger numbers will be coming.
Right.
So anyway, we'll work through the process with Ohio EPA and move forward.
Okay. Are there any fines with us?
No,
Okay. Anything else?
no, that's it for me.
All right, Jamie?
I would just like to comment on the income tax revenue for May. I provided end of month figures. We're up 9.82% compared to last year. We closed the month end today and everything looks good according to budget, so that's all I have tonight.
All right, thank you, Jane. All right, Tom?
I think I'll use my time just to take a quick look at the legislation that's before council this evening, starting at the end and moving to the front. On page 3, Resolution 2015-15, that's just the second read on the Rover Pipeline LLC easement, and I just wanted to let council know that we did. I think originally we had been advised that the city would receive for the easement about $1,284. When Dennis and I sat down with the folks to negotiate further terms of the easement, they agreed to provide an additional $2,500. So just want to let council know that we were able to squeeze a few more dollars out of the process. Dennis, don't be so humble. He's a tough negotiator. And then ordinances 2015-4 through 2015-8. Those 4 deal with charter amendments. I think we've talked about those last time in connection with the recommendation from the Civil Service, the Charter Revision Committee. And I'm happy to talk about those or explain any of those if council has any questions, either now or when we get to them. And then perhaps most importantly for explanatory purposes, Resolution 2015-18. This is the resolution finally that's dealing with the petition for the creation of the what we I guess will come to know as an ESID, which is an Energy Special Improvement District, which has been petitioned by the RUP, Unlimited Property Partnership LLC. And again, this is just sort of the first step in that process. The resolution would accept the petition. It would create or approve the articles of incorporation for the nonprofit, which has to be created to operate the ESID, and then also pursuant to the state statute authorizes the mayor and the council president to designate 2 of the members to serve on the board. Attached to the resolution, I don't know, did folks get the copy of the petition or just the resolution?
Yeah, just the resolution.
Okay. There is the petition has attached to it the draft articles of incorporation, the initial plan, and then I think the legal description. And if council has any questions about those, we can chat about that. Also, just want to again indicate that Todd Williams is here from Toledo to answer any questions which we might have. Todd is sort of the resident expert on the legal framework for setting these up and works with Port Authority. And he will be, I think, continuing to give guidance to us and to, I think, Matt from the Economic Development Corporation will be sort of shepherding us through the process with the aid of Todd. So this is the first step. We can, I think, once assuming that the resolution is passed, the thought would be that if this is passed on suspension, would be effective in 30 days, and I think by the first council meeting in July, it would be effective, and we probably would try to get the folks together to have the first meeting of the board of directors and get the corporation up and running. Thereafter, there'll be probably 3 pieces of legislation which will be necessary to assess the amount that the RUPs will be receiving, and then a couple of other ordinances that need to follow that. So that's kind of a lot of work for creation of the ESID, but it's I think the benefits will be great to the city, and should be a good thing. Any questions for me or for Todd? Again, thanks, Todd, for coming out. Appreciate it. Okay? Good to go?
I think so. Alrighty. Moving on, let's go to first reading of legislation. Resolution 2015-17, amend ordinance 2014-16, annual appropriation ordinance by authorizing the Director of Finance to increase or decrease certain line account appropriations in various funds listed within the year 2015.
First reading.
Second.
Motion moved by Counselor Chamberlain and seconded by Counselor Shamp. Is there any discussion? Counselor Shamp?
Yes.
Counselor Chamberlain?
Yes.
Counselor Estrada?
Yes.
Counselor Sturts?
Yes.
Counselor Frye?
Yes.
5 yeas, 0 nays. Resolution 2015-17 passes and is now in effect.
Thank you. Resolution 2015-18, accepting the petition of the Roof Unlimited Property Partnership, LLC, to create an Energy Special Improvement District under Ohio Revised Code, Chapter 1710, approving the Articles of Incorporation of the nonprofit corporation and the initial plan of operation for the district, authorizing the mayor, president of council, to designate members to serve on the board of directors of the nonprofit corporation that will govern the Energy Special Improvement District. This needs to go under suspension.
I move to suspend the rules on Resolution 2015-18. Second.
Motion moved by Counselor Shamp and seconded by Counselor Sturts. Is there any discussion?
I just have a question real quick for Todd, is that right?
Yes.
Todd, without naming names, are you working with any other governmental entities through this process? I mean, it's not that you have to...
No, I'm more than willing to answer. I've been working with Toledo Lucas County Port Authority as counsel for their energy program. We actually founded the Toledo Advanced Energy Improvement Corporation, which gets to be a mouthful. By statute, you actually have to start adding in every municipality. So as we have grown, that has just become the Northwest Ohio Advanced Energy Improvement Corporation, but it is actually Maumee, Perrysburg, and Toledo and City of Oregon as well, and that will continue to grow, I think, a little bit. As long as the municipalities and townships are contiguous, you can add them into the same one, but at some point the boards get to be a little unwieldy as well. There are a number of other municipalities in the state. City of Columbus, City of Cincinnati have enacted PACE legislation as well. I've not been involved with those, but the Port Authority has helped to set up those programs through their local port authorities.
And those boards would have to meet how often?
We, in the Northwest Ohio one, we tend to meet about once a quarter. It will really kind of depend on project drive, how much is coming through the pipeline. If it is one project and nobody else ever wants to use the tool, you may never have another meeting, just an annual meeting of the members, an annual meeting of the commission. Hopefully we'd like to see more members come in and take advantage of the opportunity.
Thanks, Todd.
Not a problem.
Anyone else?
Counselor Shamp?
Yes.
Counselor Sturts?
Yes.
Counselor Estrada?
Yes.
Counselor Chamberlain?
Yes.
Counselor Frye?
Yes.
5 yeas, 0 nays. Motion carries.
Final passage?
Second.
Motion moved by Counselor Chamberlain and second by Counselor Frye. Counselor Chamberlain?
Yes.
Counselor Frye?
Yes.
Counselor Sturts?
Yes.
Counselor Shamp?
Yes.
Counselor Estrada?
Yes.
5 yeas, 0 nays. Resolution 2015-18 passes on suspension and will be in effect in 30 days.
Thank you. Ordinance 2015-4, directing the city clerk to file a copy of proposed charter amendment revising the qualifications of a council member under section 3.02B and adding a new section 3.02C to provide a method of removal for placement by the Board of Elections on the ballot at the next regularly scheduled election.
First reading.
Second?
Motion moved by Counselor Sturts and second by Counselor Chamberlain. Is there any discussion? Counselor Sturts?
Yes.
Counselor Chamberlain?
Yes.
Counselor Shamp?
Yes.
Counselor Strata?
Yes.
Counselor Fry?
Yes.
5 yeas, 0 nays. Ordinance 2015-4 passes on first reading.
Ordinance 2015-6, directing the city clerk to file a copy of proposed charter amendment eliminating the acting mayor's ability to vote twice under section 5.03B for placement by the Board of Elections on the ballot at the next regularly scheduled election.
So moved.
Second?
Motion moved by Counselor Fry and second by Counselor Chamberlain. Is there any discussion? Counselor Fry?
Yes.
Counselor Chamberlain?
Yes.
Counselor Sturts?
Yes. I get the tear, aren't you?
Counselor Shamp?
Yes.
Counselor Strata?
Yes.
5 yeas, 0 nays. Ordinance 2015-6 passes on first reading.
Well, it took 6 years to get here. I thought you'd want to make the motion.
Sorry, I beat you to
Still gotta pass, it's still gotta pass. Ordinance 2015-7, directing the city clerk to file a copy of proposed charter amendments eliminating reference to the Director of Finance in nominations and elections under Section 9.01 for placement by the Board of Elections on the ballot at the next regularly scheduled election.
First reading?
Second?
Motion moved by Counselor Chamberlain and second by Counselor Shamp. Is there any discussion? Counselor Chamberlain?
Yes.
Counselor Shamp?
Yes.
Counselor Strata?
Yes.
Counselor Sturts?
Yes.
Counselor Fry?
Yes.
5 yeas, 0 nays. Ordinance 2015-7 passes on first reading.
Ordinance 2015-8, directing the city clerk to file a copy of proposed charter amendment eliminating lack of qualifications as a basis of removal of a public official under Section 11.01 for placement by the Board of Elections on the ballot at the next regularly scheduled election.
First reading.
Second?
Motion moved by Counselor Sturts and second by Counselor Chamberlain. Is there any discussion?
Yeah, I got a question for Tom. And under section C, it does say that removal of the official for any of the following causes by three-fourths vote. I thought that was just going to be a
Simple
majority.
I don't have that
Well,
in front of me.
Tom, if I
current
could,
resolution.
we're on the fourth one now, which removed, we used to have 3 provisions for removing the
Oh, yeah,
person.
yeah, yeah.
And we changed it to 2 because we addressed this situation in the first one we voted on, and that's the 3/4 simple majority. The
Okay.
first one we voted on has that removal process.
Okay.
Is that, Tom, if you
I
want
think that's right.
If you want to continue on with that, but
That's right, the 3/4, the simple majority has to do with the removal of the council member, or for lack of qualification. This is the old removal section where
Okay.
the 3/4, since Section 11, as you remember, includes the long stretched out process. We're removing from that challenges based on qualification. Challenges on qualification is based on a simple majority vote.
Okay.
The 3/4 remains the same in Article 11 for removal.
and that removal is primarily for absenteeism and malfeasance,
That's
nonfeasance,
correct.
and the other feasance.
That's correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, John, for
Some of his retainer. will
bailing
come
me
your
out.
way.
I can see where Rick was coming from,
Yeah.
so I understood
Yeah.
the question.
Counselor Sturts?
Yes.
Counselor Chamberlain?
Yes.
Counselor Fry?
Yes.
Counselor Shamp?
Yes.
Counselor Strata?
Yes.
5 yeas, 0 nays. Ordinance 2015-8 passes on first reading.
Okay, that's it for the voters. Let's move on to second reading. Resolution 2015-15, authorizing the mayor to grant a permanent and temporary easement to Rover Pipeline LLC for the purpose of constructing and maintaining a gas pipeline across the Rails to Trails bike path.
Second reading.
Second.
Motion moved by Counselor Fry and second by Counselor Sturts. Is there any discussion? Counselor Fry?
Yes.
Counselor Sturts?
Yes.
Counselor Chamberlain?
Yes.
Counselor Shamp?
Yes.
Counselor Strata?
Yes.
5 yeas, 0 nays. Resolution 2015-15 passes on second reading.
Thank you. Third reading of legislation, we have none. Any new business, council? Can we have a motion to approve the bills?
Let's pay the bills.
Second.
Motion moved by Counselor Chamberlain and second by Counselor Shamp. Counselor Chamberlain?
Yes.
Counselor Shamp?
Yes.
Counselor Strata?
Yes.
Counselor Sturts?
Yes.
Counselor Frye?
Yes.
5 yeas, 0 nays, motion carries.
Can I have a motion for adjournment, please?
So moved. Second.
Motion moved by Counselor Sturts and second by Counselor Frye for adjournment. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
So you got time to lunch.
There's almost a tenor down there.
That we can enjoy it.